Hey guys, and welcome to this week's video. I hope you are all very well. We're going to be doing a card reading today. I thought it might be nice to use one of the many decks that I've been talking about in recent haul videos and carry out a reading with you right now and basically show you how it works, how you might want to interpret the cards from the book, because obviously the book only goes so far and it won't necessarily mean the exact same thing to every single person. So you kind of need to open that up a bit, maybe read between the lines a little bit. So and I thought it might just be interesting to see what these cards are going to say for me today. So I've chosen to do a reading with the Fairies Oracle. It's a relatively new deck for me. I've only had it for a few months, and I've not done too many readings with it yet, so I'm excited to see what it's going to say. So this is a really, really pretty deck. I got it off of Amazon, so if you wanted to have a look for yourself, then you can find it on there. It's by a lady called Karen Kay, and it's got this lovely message inside the box that says, "May you discover your fairy wings inside the sanctuary of your precious heart," which I thought was very sweet. And this is, I love pink, so this was a very appealing deck for me, and it is so pretty. So just the inside of the box there. The back of the cards, look at that. It's just also pink and pretty, and like the flower petals and fairy wings and sparkles. And then we have the accompanying book, which has all of the interpretations inside. So it's like a little bit of a double page per card. And then we have the illustrations on the cards are absolutely stunning as well. Lots of different fairies with their own special message to send. So this is a really beautiful deck, absolutely stunning, and just as I like everything pretty and pink, it was a really good one for me. So I'm just going to do a simple 3-card reading. There are some examples of the types of reading that you might want to do in the book, but I'm going to do just my regular 3-card reading, which is a past, present and future, read from left to right, so left being past, middle being present, and the right one being future. And when I say future, I usually take this to be kind of off my knees. I usually going to take this to be kind of maybe in the coming few months, maybe 2-3 months, so nothing too far ahead. It's basically saying with the guidance that you have from the cards, carry on through that path, then this is what can happen in the coming months. So I'm going to start by shuffling the cards, and I'm going to ask a very open question. I'm just going to ask what guidance do I need today? It doesn't need to always be something really specific. I'm just going to ask, what do I need to know right now? What guidance is there for me right now, or what message is there? Something quite open like that, and to see what you have. And when shuffling, if any cards kind of fall out like that one just did, don't put them back in the deck. Keep them to one side, because they are known as jumping cards, and they're messages that you need to see in addition to what you're reading. So I'm going to put that to one side, and we'll have a look at what that one said in a moment. So I'm going to just keep shuffling the cards, and I'm going to think in my mind, what guidance do I need right now? And then when I feel it's time to stop, I'll stop shuffling and we'll lay out the cards. So I'm just going to ask now, what is it that I need to know right now? What guidance is there that I need right now? Okay, so I feel like I should stop there. So I'm basically just going to take the top 3 cards and I'm going to lay them down left to right. So 1, 2, and 3. So I've put them face down for now. Put them to one side. Okay, so I just asked what guidance I need right now. What is it that I need to know right now? And shuffled until I felt ready to stop. So my first card is my past card, and I have picked out a card called Magical Blessings. And it says, whatever you're going through, you're being assisted by magical fairy blessings. And the fairies say you can bless others too. So that is This is my past card, Magical Blessings. So before I turn to the book, I like to think about what this means for me. So this is my past card. So this is something like things that have been going on in the last few months, maybe. So whatever you're going through, you're being assisted by magical fairy blessings. So being winter, it always feels quite sluggish. If you've followed my podcast and my videos for a little while, you know I'm trying to sell my house. I keep banging on about it. I'm sorry, but it's a big thing in my life right now, and it's something that I really want to happen. So there have been days where it's felt like it's never going to happen, and I have to keep reminding myself that it's going to happen when it's meant to happen. So having this message saying whatever you're going through, you're being assisted by magical fairy blessings. Which I would interpret to be that whatever's happening, I'm being looked after, I'm being guided, I'm being watched, and that is kind of what's being represented in that picture. So that's my past card. So we'll have a look at the middle card, which is the present time, and I've picked up Flourish. The lotus flower fairy tells you to learn from experience and shed your inner light on any unclear areas of your life or those of others. So we have Flourish. Now I think this is excellent because we're coming into springtime, and look, she's walking through the lotus flowers, and everything's kind of blooming. Flourish. Everything's going to start blossoming soon. We're coming into spring, so that really goes with that as well. And tells you to learn from experience and shed your inner light on any unclear areas of your life. So basically, that's kind of like what I just said: is take my own advice and see the bigger picture, and shine my spirituality onto it, and know that it's going to happen when it's meant to happen, or that things are. If things are a bit muddled right now, it's just to take some time and look at them and try and understand why, as we're coming into a time of flourishing, of springtime. So that's great as well. And then the third card is the future card that I've picked up, and I've picked up Protection. The fairies of protection are shielding you with a magical fairy ring of love and light. Practice psychic protection before embarking upon any spiritual work. And look how pretty that is there. Fairies forming a circle of perfection. What's wrong with my words today? Forming a circle of protection around what looks to be energy and shining light. So it's just reminding me that in the coming months to keep myself protected. And from an energetic point of view, then I totally get that, because I can be being quite an empath, and kind of really pick up on energies and other people's energies and have a tendency to absorb them into myself. This is really good advice to kind of make sure I keep my energy protected, and try not to take that on when I'm doing any spiritual work or working with others. So that's a great one as well. And then we have the card that fell out while I was shuffling. The jumping card. So this one is Life Energy. So this says the happy fairy of sunshine brings lots of life-giving energy. She reminds you to shine your light and to reveal anything in the shadows that needs to be healed. Well, isn't that relevant with everything that I've just spoken about kind of looking inside myself and seeing things that maybe I've been dwelling on and shining light on them and letting myself heal. And the fairy of sunshine as well, again, coming into a new season. The sun is shining today in the UK for the first time in I don't know how long, and it just all seems very, very serendipitous and very relevant at the moment. So we'll have a look at that. So now we're going to look up, basically I'm seeing here in the past, the present, and the future, sort of like being blessed and being looked after, gonna flourish. We're moving into a time of flourishing and shining your inner light, and maybe clearing up those kind of wobbly areas of my life, and then moving forward, make sure I protect my energy. And then we have this life energy on the side of again of just shining light and being positive. So they all link together really well, and that's one great thing that you can do when you're reading cards, is to just have a look at it all and see how they link and what the story it's telling you or what journey it's trying to show you, rather than just taking it one at a time. It's good to see them as a whole picture as well. So I'm going to have a look in the book now and just very quickly see what the more in-depth explanation is and maybe how that applies to me as well. So we've got the magical blessings, which was the past card that I picked up. So the book organises all of these in alphabetical order from the name of the cards. So magical blessings. So it says to receive fairy blessings. I cannot speak today. To receive fairy... to receive fairy blessings, nailed it, is an honour. And right now the fairies are bestowing their blessings upon you and your current situation. Well, isn't that lovely? Isn't that nice? You can ask the fairies for their blessings at any time. Perhaps you have a job interview coming up or a challenging situation at home. That's how I feel right now. And to do this, you can close your eyes and speak from your heart, explaining why you feel their blessings will be beneficial. And then wait. Patience is a virtue when hoping for a message or sign from the fairies, and remember they will only bestow blessings if it is their will. See, this is exactly what it's telling me, is that I've literally said patience is not one of my virtues, and it's something I am constantly being told by family and friends to be patient, and they know that it's something I really struggle with, and now I'm being told by my spiritual guides, by the angels, and they're also telling me to be patient. So I kind of need to wake up and listen to that now, that I do need to be patient. I have to give the universe time to put together what it's trying to put together for me. So it says it's important to acknowledge the fairies' blessings and give thanks for that. So you can do that by saying that out loud, or you can even do it from a nature point of view, by physically giving back to the earth, where fairy energy comes from. So you could leave things such as fruit or nuts in your garden or outside your door, and they can simply biodegrade, or you want things that are going to be safe for wildlife to take, because it's all about giving back to Mother Nature, this big cycle that we're all in. So put things down that are safe for wildlife, things that are going to biodegrade as an energetic thank you. And the fairies are also reminding you that you can also bestow blessings on others by showing loved ones that we care, and doing things for them, being there for them. So, excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I've got a cold at the moment, so it kind of took me by surprise. And it also says that this card is also a reminder to count your blessings and to focus on the positive aspects of your life. So that is completely ties in with the other things that we've looked at, the other cards that we've already looked at as well. So that was the magical blessings, more in depth. And I think it's quite self-explanatory, really. And I like the idea of giving something back as a thank you as well. That's something that I would really like to do. So then the card for the present is Flourish. So we said about coming into shedding inner light and on unclear areas of your life, and moving into this season of blooming and growth. So it says, from dirty mud, beautiful flowers emerge. Coming into spring. And we can like mud to the trials of life, to the things that have hurt us, but also ultimately shaped us and helped us to grow into the people we are today. Absolutely true, completely 100% true. And that's what this is saying. It's time to shed that muddiness and that sluggishness, which for me is definitely what this winter has felt like, from an energy point of view. So it's really great to be moving into a new season where that can be kind of shed away, and we can focus on the rebirth and blooming and blossoming, which is great. And so it means that we can learn from the past, from painful experiences, and we can truly and fully flourish into beautiful beings who shine from the inside. So this card also tells you that a lotus flower and a rose can't be compared, for every flower is unique and beautiful, and the same goes for us humans. So basically we're all on our own journey. So the comparison game benefits nobody. We are all completely different in completely different stages of our lives for many different reasons. So as hard as it can be sometimes, especially in the society we live in with social media and everything now, and everyone is trying to vie for attention, or to think that they, I've got this, so I'm better. Well, if I need to be better, then I need to have that too. And this kind of attitude that's overtaken us is definitely one to be heeded, and something not to get too wrapped up in. So, and sometimes this can take a lot of work. You kind of fight against your ego, try and bring your mindset back into line. So I think that's something that this card is also bringing. That message as well, about shedding light on the unclear areas or those of others, and seeing things for what they really are and processing them, basically. So then we move on to the future card, which was protection. So we looked that one up. Where are we? Protection. There we go. So the fairies of protection are forming a powerful fairy ring of light around you or someone close to you, providing the extra boost of protection that's needed right now. If you're especially sensitive or empathetic, you might find yourself picking up vibes from places or people around you. So yeah, as I said, I am really quite empathetic, and when I'm feeling, I just need to see my nose because it's cold. I really need I feel like I really need to shelter myself sometimes, because if I go out in big crowds, or I'm around people and I'm not really feeling on point energy wise, I can it ends up really kind of overwhelming me, and I can kind of feel like I just want to stay inside under a duvet and not face people, because my energy's just been overwhelmed by everything, and I need to take steps to protect myself from that. And I'm aware of that, and it slips sometimes, so I know I need to focus on again. And fairies of this is where the fairies of protection come in, because their ring of rainbow light acts as a protective shield from any unwanted energies. So it's basically saying, so we've got this wonderful rainbow picture on here about asking for that help and asking for that protection, whether it be from the fairies or angels, spirit guides, whoever it is that you feel you speak to. It's kind of asking for their help and asking for some protection, in that sense, energetic protection. So it says here, when we're physically open, we act as a beacon and can attract different types of energy, and some of these energies may be unwanted. So this is when you need to be able to protect yourself from that. And a simple way to do this is to make sure that you're feeling spiritually grounded, which can help add a layer of protection. And I've spoken about this before, I think in other videos, podcasts, and in my crystal courses. It's a very simple exercise to ground yourself, and that is to sit with your feet flat on the floor, barefoot if possible, but don't worry if not, but definitely without shoes on, if you're able to. And have your feet flat on the floor, and close your eyes, and just visualize kind of tree roots coming from the earth, wrapping around your feet and kind of pulling your feet and your lower legs down to the earth, and really grounding you as part of the earth. And visualize this for a few minutes, for as long as is comfortable, and then bring yourself back slowly. But before you get up, make sure you lightly stamp your feet to kind of make sure you're properly back before you stand up and walk around. And that can really help with energetically grounding you, which is a great way of protecting yourself as well. And the fairies might also be nudging you to protect someone else spiritually or physically, but always ask permission before assisting anyone. It's important to know that everyone has free will. So I will think about that, but I think for me, this particular reading, these are all talking about my own energy at the moment. I don't think that's relating to anybody else, unless it becomes apparent to me later on, which does sometimes happen. And we'll have a look at that extra jumping card, that life energy card that jumped out at me earlier. The Fairy of Sunshine comes with an abundance of life-giving light and energy. So perhaps you've been feeling shy or lacking confidence. If so, this golden fairy says it's your time to shine. Sometimes we hide our light for fear of being seen and feeling vulnerable, and this is quite normal, but it serves us neither spiritually or physically. So yeah, that is how I have been feeling in the last couple of months, in the gloom of winter, and just kind of getting caught up in myself a bit too much, maybe taking on, as well as not working on my mindset as strongly as I could have done, as well as taking on other people's energies, hasn't done me the world of good. And this is a sign to come out of that and to break free from that now, and let the light shine as we're moving into spring. And it could be that you need to physically have more sunlight, and that's definitely something that I feel I need. There hasn't been a lot of direct sunlight in the last couple of months here, so the fact that the sun has been shining now is just such a boost in itself. Just to see the sun shining out the window completely changes your mood. It's really great. So just be sensible in the sun, especially if you live somewhere really sunny. Make sure that you're not out in the height of the day, you're drinking water, you have sun cream, that kind of thing. But getting out in actual sunlight is just, it can feel so healing. And I know it certainly does for me. So yes, overall, I think that reading has been a really good boost. It's focused a lot on energy, which is something that I have been struggling with recently. And it's probably why I'm a bit run down and full of cold at the moment as well, because I just maybe need to focus on myself a little bit more in a positive sense in the coming weeks, and I totally intend to do that and follow the guidance that I've been given here by the fairies. So I hope you found that. I know obviously the reading was all about me, but I'm hoping that you found it useful to see how a reading can be carried out and how you can interpret it, and it's not just a case of looking at the card reading, and it's about just sort of seeing the whole picture and reflecting on it. And also, I actually quite like to generally when I'm doing readings for myself, each time I do a reading like that, I have a journal that I write all my readings down in, and I'll write the date and the deck I used, the 3 cards I pulled out, maybe some brief notes on what the cards mean, but then I will also then write a little bit of a summing up about how I reflected on that reading and how that's made me feel and what I think the guidance is. And I think that's a really good practice to get into, especially if you're quite new to reading cards. Because then when you go back to it and do another reading, you're able to go back and see what the guidance was, maybe how that affected you, and now what the new reading is saying. You know, do they link? Is there a positive shift there? Has something else come up? It's all very helpful to be able to have that, but it's also helpful from a point of view of being able to reflect on it. In that way, it helps you absorb the guidance that you're getting and maybe take it on board a little bit more as well. So that's something I definitely recommend doing. So thank you very, very much for sticking with this video and seeing it all the way through, so you know how you're going to be able to do these readings for yourself, or you might have found it that this is a deck that you want to try out. Now, I'm not affiliated at all with this. This is something that I found on Amazon. I spent my own money on it and I just love it, and I wanted to show it off to you guys and recommend it because I think it's a really great deck. Like I say, I found it on Amazon, so go ahead and have a look for that if it's something that you're drawn to and feel like that you want to give it a try. I think it's a really lovely deck to add to my ever-growing card collection. And just a very quick note as well before I go is to say that this video has also been helped along by Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning site where there are online courses on there, video-based courses across every topic you can possibly think of, and I have a bunch of courses on there as well that I have created on different ways that you can use crystals in your everyday life and how you may want to create crystal grids. There's a course on there on how to self-healing, everyday crystals for self-love. I've got a bunch of courses on there if you want to go and have a look. And if if you sign up using the link in the description below, you get your first 2 months completely free. So you can get 2 months using Skillshare and check out the courses completely for free, and you help support my channel by clicking the link in the description below. So go ahead and check that out, or any other of the thousands of courses that are available on Skillshare. And yeah, once again, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed everything about the cards and doing a card reading, and I will speak to you very, very soon. Take care. Bye.